Following an eventful offseason, Luka Doncic became a major talking point with the release of the NBA 2K26 video game. Doncic, of the Los Angeles Lakers, had one of the highest overall ratings in this year's iteration of the game, yet according to Bleacher Report, his 95 overall rating was one of the most insulting player ratings in the game. In B/R's article on the top 10 most insulting ratings in NBA 2K26, Doncic's rating was third on the list. It may seem silly to suggest that a player with a 95, who only has 3 others ahead of him, should feel remotely disrespected, Andy Bailey wrote. But as recently as the summer of 2024, fresh off a finals run, serious analysts were entertaining serious arguments that Luka Doncic might be the best player in the world. Doncic's 95 rating ranks 4th among all players in the game. Only Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Milwaukee Bucks, 96, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander of the Oklahoma City Thunder, 98, and Nikola Jokic of the Denver Nuggets, 98, were rated ahead of the Lakers star. The case for Luka Doncic's insulting rating. Last season, on both the Lakers and Dallas Mavericks, Doncic averaged a combined 28.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, 7.7 assists, and 1.8 steals on 45% shooting in 50 regular season games. Due to multiple injuries, he didn't finish with enough games played to be in contention for the NBA MVP award. Yet still, his scoring average would have been 4th in the league, and his assists average would have been 7th, and he would have been behind Jokic as the only other player to average at least 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. Injuries and the most inexplicable trade in NBA history may have changed our perception of him a bit over the last 12 months and change, but he is still just 26 years old, Bailey wrote. Over the last 6 seasons, he's averaged 30.0 points, 8.8 rebounds, 8.7 assists, and 3.2 threes. His production and level of play almost goes up in the postseason. Doncic's 28.62 points per game average ranks 3rd all-time, behind only Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain. His 73 points against the Atlanta Hawks in early 2024 are tied for the 4th most in a game. He has received 5 straight All-NBA selections and holds multiple franchise records for the Mavericks. Though just 7 seasons into his career, Doncic has found immense levels of success. Even before joining the Lakers, he has been on a career trajectory that hasn't been matched by even some of the best basketball players ever. Even if Doncic is ranked as the 4th best player in the game, a gap of 2 points behind Giannis Antetokounmpo and 3 behind Shai Gilgeous-Alexander seems excessive, Bailey added. Franz Wagner, 86 overall, and Jalen Johnson, 81 overall, were the 2 players ranked ahead of Doncic on B/R's list. Eventful first offseason with Lakers. After the Lakers' first-round playoff series loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves, Doncic made headlines over the summer for his weight loss and body transformation. Shortly after that, he signed a 3-year, $165 million extension with Los Angeles, setting himself up both for a long-term career as a Laker and a potentially historic contract in 2028. While the team held a press conference confirming Doncic's extension, LeBron James, who picked up his player option for next season, was a notable no-show. He gave the Slovenian a FaceTime call as his form of congratulations. As the Lakers have verified their commitment to Doncic and building the team around him, James' offseason and future have been under perhaps more scrutiny than his teammate. After agent Rich Paul commented on James' future to Shams Charania of ESPN, rumors have swirled about his desire to leave the team now that Doncic is the leading man. Regardless, Doncic has taken his first few months under contract with the Lakers in stride. After his body transformation, Los Angeles was fully on board with Doncic playing in this year's Eurobasket tournament. As of Monday, September 8th, Doncic has led Slovenia to the quarterfinals of the tournament, with a 42-point outing against Italy. Doncic leads the competition in scoring with 34 points per game, 2nd in assists, and 10th in rebounds. Back in the NBA, Doncic remains confident in the Lakers' chances for next year, even with all the narratives and storylines surrounding the team. "I had a taste of the finals," Doncic reportedly said over the summer. "I am getting back there. So let's do whatever we can now." After a successful career, Dwight Howard, former center for the Los Angeles Lakers, is one of the newest members inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Speaking at his induction ceremony alongside Carmelo Anthony, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, and other basketball legends, the former Lakers player offered up multiple memorable moments in his speech. Of those included praising his mother, crediting her for his receiving the sport's top honor. "My mother lost 7 children, and he allowed me to bring sunshine into her life," Howard said. "I'm just honored to stand in front of you as one of the greatest basketball players ever." Howard played for the Lakers in the 2012-13 season, their 2019-20 title-winning season, and again in the 2021-22 season, his last in the NBA. Along with his individual career, both Howard and Anthony were some of the players at the ceremony to celebrate the induction of the 2008 Team USA Redeem Team, which won gold at the Beijing Olympics. Former Lakers star Howard praises SVG. Howard's career had ups and downs, highlighted by his 2009 NBA Finals appearance with the Orlando Magic and a low point of ending his career overseas after failing to sign an NBA deal. Though he did finish as a champion with the Lakers' 2020 title, Howard chose to give credit to former Magic head coach Stan Van Gundy, including an impression of the now broadcaster. "Because of you, I am in the Hall of Fame. As I've said before, there is no Dwight Howard without Stan Van Gundy. You taught me what it means to stay ready. I still remember, in the playoffs, you had us doing plays for guys who never even got in the game," Howard said. Van Gundy coached Howard in Orlando for a big stretch in the first stage of his career, but after the 2009 Finals loss, their relationship began to sour. Though the two didn't see eye to eye for a while, Howard made his feelings clear on his former coach in his induction speech. "Stan is the best coach I've had in the NBA. I got to give him the credit. What he did for my game, what he did for me mentally, it really carried my whole life. I didn't understand it until I got away from the game, the effect that Stan had on me because he got me so prepared for everything," Howard added. Howard is one of 4 players to win the Defensive Player of the Year award at least 3 times, all of which came from 2009 to 2011 under Van Gundy on the Magic. Mending the Shaq relationship. In what was the other most memorable beef of Howard's career, Shaquille O'Neal spent more than a decade criticizing and critiquing the newer version of the NBA's Superman. Speaking directly to O'Neal, who was one of 4 players to induct Howard, the newest member of the Hall of Fame addressed their rivalry. "Shaq, we did not always see eye to eye, but in hindsight I believe it was just sibling rivalries," Howard said. "We are brothers in this fraternity of basketball, and sometimes brothers fight over the stupidest stuff." Howard was Orlando's next big star after O'Neal led them to the 1994 Finals and left for the Lakers in 1996. After taking the Superman nickname from the 4-time champion, Howard never reached the same level of success as his predecessor. Regardless, the two seem to have mended their relationship now that both have been enshrined in the Hall of Fame. "I really blame Soulja Boy," Howard added. "I just want y'all to know that the true original Superman is in the building today, and it's an honor to have you walk me out into this arena of greatness." O'Neal was alongside Dominique Wilkins, Patrick Ewing, and Robert Parrish as the 3 players who directly inducted Howard into the Hall of Fame. He now joins a list of elite big men to receive the honor, continuing the trend of centers being the position with the most players in the Hall of Fame. The Los Angeles Lakers are facing a difficult challenge in keeping their superstars happy. LeBron James is in the final stage of his legendary career. Luka Doncic wants the future built around him, and Austin Reeves is nearing a well-deserved payday. Tension seems to be growing, particularly with James, as he looks to join a true contender now rather than wait for the future. LeBron wants to compete for a championship, Rich Paul told ESPN. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. "We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie, Bus, and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career." Still, there's a scenario where James could seek an exit from Los Angeles, according to Lakers insider Jovan Boha. "I think one thing that could shift this potentially to a 75-25 is asking, is this LeBron's last season? How important is it getting the swan song in LA and finishing his legacy as a Laker, or competing for a championship? Two things would have to happen, in my opinion, for this to drastically change. He announces he's retiring after this year, and then the Lakers are, for whatever reason, underperforming around the deadline, Boher wrote. In a hypothetical trade, the Lakers could send James to the New York Knicks to form a new Big Three with Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. The East is wide open. If the Knicks land LeBron, they instantly become the favorites, the New York Daily News' Christian Winfield wrote. A Big Three of James, Brunson, and Towns would rival Oklahoma City's trio of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren as the best in basketball. This could prove to be a more promising path for James. The Eastern Conference is expected to be less grueling than the West this season. For LeBron, the priority remains contending for championships, and this move could provide just that. While the trade would be costly on New York's end, it's certainly a possibility worth considering.